Hey, welcome back to the Crash Space. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. We got some new gameplay for you today. This is Tigra, Aggression Tigra deck, based heavily off of the precon, just a couple changes, and we're playing off against Captain America. These are both villains, heroes, leaders, whatever you want to call them, from the Civil War box, which here in Canada, we just got a couple days ago. Very quickly, happy holidays. We are on holidays right now, so unfortunately there's no Sunday stream right now. That's why this video is coming up. But we've gone ahead and recorded a couple pieces of gameplay that'll be coming up on the channel over the next couple of weeks until we're back. If you like this sort of content, you want to leave a like on the video. That does help a heck of a lot. But otherwise, while there's timestamps below to jump straight to the gameplay, let's talk a bit about this deck. So this is Tigra. I think I've been saying it Tigra, which is probably not correct. I looked into it. I think Tigra is more correct, but Tigra has been very, very good so far for my testing. This is one of the minions matters. The minion collecting decks is an aggression deck. Kind of feels like it would be a bit like Winter Soldier, but it plays out significantly different. And I think has a lot more control over the thing it wants to do. So far it's been really consistent. Even just the precon I played on expert difficulty against a lot of villains, and it's been going pretty smooth. So Tigra has a 1-2-3 stat line. It's a bit of a strange stat line. You'll mostly be using the attack stat and be boosting the attack stat. We can defend sometimes, but we try not to. But the one thwart is a problem. And that's one of the big changes we made with the precon is on solo, you have to do all the thwarting yourself. So we have a couple extra cards in our deck that will help us thwart and deal with threat on the table. Now, to talk about our ability, it only makes sense if we look at Hunted, which we have 3 copies of this card in our deck, and we are able to get it relatively consistently, and it is entirely free to play. This is the first card we've ever seen with a star next to the cost, because as additional cost to play this upgrade, you have to search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and put that minion into play engaged with you with this card attached. Now, notably, put into play means you don't do any when revealed text, which is super important because you can go out the way to go grab nasty when reveal minions and make them not do their thing. Notably, Quick Strike will fire if you're in hero mode, so do watch out. But this will be attached to the minion, and then very importantly, you stun the minion. Now, whenever the attached minion is defeated, it doesn't matter who does the defeating, you ready Tigra. And that's really quite great. Also, Tigra's hero text says that anything that is hunted loses guard, and that actually is going to be very important. There's a whole lot of scenarios, including this one, where there's a bunch of pretty non-threatening but guard minions, so you kind of hunt them down all the time. But this is just such a great card. Our alter ego will allow us to get this card super consistently. We'll look at that in a second. But this solves like so many of the issues that you have playing a minion gathering when it comes to solo, specifically solo aggression decks. A lot of the cards that we have currently to grab minions either can whiff or they have to discard cards from the deck. So sometimes you grab a minion that's a bit too big for what you want. And this allows you to search the deck and discard pile, and you have full control over it, which is kind of absurd. It does lead to some repetitive patterns where you just keep defeating the same minion over and over again. But a lot of times you want to play a deck that wants to find minions and then defeat minions, but that's a lot of moving parts to put in a single player deck. If you're playing solo, it's a bit easier multiplayer. But so far, Tigra has been like dealing with all of it really, really quite well. So been a big fan. Now, I mentioned this, our alter ego. While we start with 6 hand size, technically it's kind of like 7 hand size, because as an action, we can search our deck and discard pile for a copy of Hunted, of which we have 3, and just add it to our hand, which, mind you, this card you can play in hero or alter ego. So super consistent as soon as turn 1 to go get a minion, and because the minion is stunned, well, I guess we haven't even mentioned the best part. When your turn begins, for every minion engaged with you up to a maximum of 3, draw a card. So you really want to go out of the way to get the minions engaged with you and leave them there for at least 1 turn, because you'll be drawing cards. That's just really nice. It's the best timing too, because it's when your turn starts. Technically, it's a bit worse for protection decks, but in theory, when your turn starts, specifically if the villain has drawn a minion, you've drawn a minion through the encounter deck, you'll be just drawing more cards. And then it's very easy for you to start your turn after your first action, be on like 7 to 8 cards. It just feels really good. You collect minions, you let them stew, and then you destroy them for ongoing tempo, let alone readying yourself. I do want to say really quickly, this is maybe the worst encounter card you can imagine against Tigra. And classically, I've been playing Tigra on the stream when she came out with Standard 3, and this card doesn't show up in Standard 3. It has no equivalent. It only shows up in Standard. Today, we're playing with Standard, so Gang Up is just a disaster of a card because the way that you play this game is so weak to Gang Up. Because normally you want to have a bunch of minions engaged with you that are stunned, and after they activate and they're stunned during the villain activation phase, minion activation phase, then you draw Gang Up, and then you're attacked by like 4 different things at the same time. It is a nightmare. I don't know what to do about it. I imagine just about every time you draw Gang Up, you kind of lose the game if you're playing Tigra really aggressively the way she wants you to play. So we'll just watch out for that. If we see this card in the discard pile, we're allowed to be a bit more aggressive. Moon Knight, what a good ally. 1-cost allies are almost always just absurd, and this has really good numbers on it as well. But forced response after Moon Knight enters play, search encounter deck and discard pile for a minion, just like Hunted, and put it into play, not reveal it. You stun it and you confuse it. Now, it won't be hunted, and you can't attach hunted to a character on the table. Hunted only grabs things, so that card will have guard if that does matter. But Moon Knight is just so good, and just having stunned or confused means you can leave the minion on the table for a couple turn cycles if you really want to. And we have so many good reasons to have minions on the table, right? We have Cat's Head Amulet, which generates 1 up to 3 resources, physical resources based off all the minions in play. We have 3 copies of Tooth and Claw, and we are playing aggression, so we love damage, and we do need to clear the board. And this is just such a good card. It reduces its cost by 1 for every minion engaged with us, and it deals 4 damage and 2 4 damage. This is usually a 1 for 8, and it's also split damage, which is even more valuable in this game. So you can defeat a minion, ready yourself, and then do villain damage, and you're not wasting anything, because this card inherently doesn't have overkill, but it's a really nice way to deal with minions while also having excess damage. Speaking of overkill, this card is so impressive. It's Sharp Claws. We have 2 copies of it. We really want to get 1 before we get through our first cycle. The second one is extra. Some encounter sets it matters more, then you want to be able to one-shot minions. So when you make a basic attack, you can exhaust this to give yourself +1 attack for that attack, and then either choose Overkill or Piercing. Now, Piercing is really dependent on the scenario. Sometimes it really matters, but Overkill is almost always great because a big part of your shtick is attacking minions. And as long as you have Overkill, you're never wasting damage. So if I defeat a minion to ready it, that extra damage is going into the villain, and then we can kind of chip the villain down. We also have big ways to boost our basic attack, and all that damage is not lost. Having this on-demand Overkill is really, really good. Any way that you can boost your stats or do a bigger basic attack. This card is really, really good. It's also a weapon, which you can build around, not being restricted. We have no synergy in our deck. Now, this is one of the downsides of the deck. Again, we are focused on doing a lot of damage and attacking minions, but our thwarting is lacking, so we tried to address that by fixing the precon a bit. We have 2 copies of Feline Senses. This is a 2 for 3, remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from a scheme, stun a minion. That's fine text. If the minion, you don't need to defeat it, you can just leave it stunned. It usually doesn't have guard. So if this does line up, it's technically our biggest burst thwart card. That is besides Precinct HQ, which is a bit tricky to play. I didn't like this when I first started playing Tigra, but then the games where it hits the table and actually does something, oh my god, it does so much, and it allows for really interesting play patterns. As an alter ego action, you can exhaust this to remove a threat, which is not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. However, you can remove an additional threat for each minion engaged with you. When you're an alter ego, you always have the ability to go grab a hunted to get another minion. So this is usually at least 2 threat, as much as the minion that's entering play won't be confused, so it will activate against you. But this card allows you to do some wild things where you have just a mess of a board. You just run away, clear all the threat off the main scheme, and assume that it won't pop, especially if you can confuse some minions on the way down. Now, Cat-like Reflexes is probably my least favorite card in the set. It's like the least, I think, synergistic, obviously, with the kit. It's a nice defense button, a panic button against that gang up threat. It's a 1-cost superpower that you can choose to whenever you would take damage. Doesn't matter if it's an attack or not. You can prevent 3 of the damage, and then if there's a minion engaged with you, you can confuse it. Now, that's good. Confusing a minion means you can jump down to alter ego. This is the only confuse we have in our kit. It just doesn't line up super well, and it's not really important on your first setup. As much as we have 10 health, we'll be taking a lot of the attacks to our face. This is kind of a card you luxuriously play in the mid to late game. I'm assuming there's a build you can play with this. You can build around this, but I don't think it's this aggression deck. Now, let's talk about the cards we added and the cards we kept in, because this is based heavily on the precon, and I don't think you're playing aggression Tigra without playing 3 copies of Bring It. You do just want to have minions engage with you. So when your turn starts, you draw 2 to 3, then you play Bring It. You can draw 4 cards, 5 cards. This one is not limited. It's just so good. And you definitely want to find one on your second turn. Even sometimes on your first turn, it makes sense if you can play multiple hunted. But this card's just so good. You want to track where they are. Now, Savage Strike, another card, when I first saw it in the precon, I was like, this is not very good. 3 for +6 is not amazing, especially when it's attached to your basic activation, which sometimes is you're exhausted, sometimes you're stunned. It's like, doesn't always work out, as opposed to like it's just a 3-cost attack event, which is already kind of expensive. However, when you make a basic attack, this gives you +6 attack and piercing. And the big thing is with our claws, our basic attacks have overkill. So you don't waste damage. This deck can attack for 11, knocking out the minion on the way, and then any excess damage spills out over into the villain. It's very, very consistent. I've liked this card way more than I thought I would. It just allows us to do the thing we want to do, which is defeat minions without losing any extra damage. This card's kind of really sick. Now, I added 3 copies of Into the Fray. It's really important that you add more cards to the precon that remove threat. Not only is this also an attack event, which is kind of important, because if you're ever exhausted, you need a way to defeat a minion, and having an attack event that's not attached to your basic activation is kind of important. Now, 3 cost is expensive, but this does 6 damage. Excess damage overkills into the main scheme. It has to be the main scheme. But again, the deck doesn't have enough threat management, especially off the main scheme. So this card is just like a really natural fit. It's a bit of an older card, but yeah, it's really quite good. Now, another card that started in the precon that I didn't think I liked, and then I started playing it, and now I really like this card. And I think it should have a bright future because it is very much limited by the card pool. This is Air Cover. It uses 2 fuel counters, which is new, max 1 per player. And a response, so either in alter ego or hero mode, after a minion enters play, you can exhaust this card and remove a fuel to search your deck for it, or discard pile, search your deck or discard pile, super important, for a tactic upgrade that can be attached to the minion and just add it to your hand. Now, technically aggression, I think only has 2 tactics that fall into that camp. I think you can play this in Cyclops and technically you have 3 more, but this is just good enough with the 1 tactic that came alongside this, the reprint of Suppressing Fire. I've been really, really impressed. Firstly, air cover, it's a max 1 per player, but often this card will clear itself in basically 1 turn. The turn you play it, you can usually grab a minion, so that clears 1 counter. The next turn, you usually get a minion, so it clears itself. So playing 3 copies of a limit 1 per player, it didn't feel actually to be that bad. And it's very easy for you to play this cheaply, and then it draws a card that turn, so it's not super expensive. But the card we're drawing is like so easy to play. It's Suppressing Fire. 0 cost, attaches to a minion, and that's usually a problem with these sort of tactics is that they don't do anything on a lot of board states. And the good thing about air cover is it only enters your hand, specifically also from the discard pile, on a turn where it can do something. And for 0 cost, it's functionally free to play as much as you could use it as just an extra resource in your hand that turn. Now, whenever you attack and defeat this minion, technically the condition on this is different than hunted. You have to do the defeating. But when the minion is defeated, you heal 2 health. That's actually really kind of important because we don't want to block a lot. So the villain's going to be attacking us a fair bit. We don't have that many minions. And so throughout the game, you're generally healing 10 to 16 damage off of the Suppressing Fires over and over again. It just keeps you healthy and it's really easy to play because every minion that hits the table usually has a Suppressing Fire. I've liked this way more than I thought it would. It's very, very quite smooth. There is one more tactic you could play. I don't think I'm a big fan of Marked because you already have Overkill in your kit, but if you want to experiment with that, it also seems kind of fine. Now, our luxury aggression cards, we're playing Hall of Heroes. This card's really fun to play, especially in solo. We have the ability to make sure we're grabbing minions, so it's easy to hit the condition. And if we jump down to alter ego, which we do sometimes, you can clear 3 counters to draw 3 cards. Mind you, this gets counters if you defeat the minion. So it has to be your attacks, your events, technically your upgrades. This is extra. You don't need to play this, but it's a lot of fun. But on the other side, aggressive conditioning is actually really quite good. This card combines endurance and the +1 attack card from the core set I can't remember the name of right now. It is expensive at 3, and mind you, our deck only has 1 resource generator, as much as it's a really good resource generator. But this card, you want to hit the table to give you more health, so you don't have to block and you feel healthy, let alone boosting your basic stats works so well when all your basic attacks, or at least 1 big basic attack a turn, has overkill. I like this a lot. We're expecting a full playset of these across different aspects. Now, allies, we had Spider Girl in the deck, and I think she does belong in the deck for sure. She stuns and confuses the minion. That's really nice. We definitely want a bit more minion confusing, so we can confuse a minion, jump down to alter ego. Let alone she is one of the ways that if you grab a minion that's not hunted, you can control it, and she's a 2-cost ally, so the floor is pretty high already. Next to Winter Soldier. I like this a lot more. 2-Gun Kid, I didn't really think made that much sense in the deck, but Winter Soldier is one of the few aggression cards that says the word threat on it, so it will see play. When Winter Soldier defeats a minion, you can remove 2 threat from a scheme. It doesn't have to be the main scheme, which is kind of nice. Sometimes it's a bit awkward because if there's a lot of 3 health minions, when your basic attack, if you've boosted it by playing aggressive conditioning, you just defeat the minion. So it's a bit clumsy. And also watch out with your Suppressing Fire, you need to defeat the minion. So there's a bit of anti-synergy. You just have to be a bit careful, but Winter Soldier is definitely quite good for 3 cost. Now, basic allies, I'm playing Yellow Jacket, which came in the deck, and he is okay. It's not honestly been that impressive so far, but I want to keep testing with it because it's a neat card. It also thwarts for 4, which we like, and sometimes draws a card. We have, I think, about 12 upgrades in the deck, so it's consistent enough to feel okay about it. And then Prof X, as much as he is a staple, makes so much sense in this deck because we like stunning minions. We love confusing the villain so we can jump down, let alone 3 thwart and a chump block is perfect. We don't want to play protection. We're not blocking. Then we're playing Energy, Genius, and Strength, and then 1 copy of Power of Aggression. You could play 2. I could see us playing another copy in that slot where we played Hall of Heroes, as much as that is a 2-cost aggression card. And it has Tigra on it. So it's perfect. Generates 2 resources for aggression cards. I think we have like 7 to 8 cards that cost at least 2. So very comfortably in the spot that you could consider a second copy. And that's the deck. And let me tell you, it's been so fun. Even just like the pre-con has been incredibly powerful. I've just been like ripping through some expert scenarios, but making these changes gives you a bit of a wider spread. Some of the scenarios that have fewer minions or more threat, you feel quite capable. So hopefully Captain America is no different. I don't have too much experience playing these new Civil War leader / hero / villains, but let's show you how Captain America sets up. It's a bit modular. So these villains in this box in Civil War, they all start with the same back of the side scheme. And then we're going to flip this over. We're going to randomly determine one of these 4, technically one of these 5, if you've opened Synthezoid Smackdown, which I haven't yet. And we'll decide randomly which one we have. We'll shuffle this and we'll roll a die. So these all have different backs. We'll do 1 to 4. Nope. Okay. Great, 3. That's ours. So the text here says choose a leader. We'll be playing 3 and 4 because we're playing on expert. We're playing standard and expert. And we're going to pick 3 to 4 modular sets. I actually went and picked only 3 modular sets. There's only like 9 Captain America cards in a pretty big deck if you put 4 modulars. So I want to focus more on Captain himself. So we only went for 3. Now the 3 sets we went for, we have a bit of a theme here. Firstly, we went for Namor. So Namor is one big minion with some attachments to treacheries and side schemes. They all have at least one side scheme, one minion, I believe. They're all 5 cards. Alongside that, we have the Atlanteans, which I think is exactly kind of perfect for us because the Atlanteans have 3 minions. They all have guard, but they're only 3 health as much as we can blank their guard. So this is quite nice. I've been told that there's a 3rd set that works with this, but it's in the Synthezoid Smackdown pack, which I haven't opened yet. So instead, we've filled things out by just playing Spider-Man, who is only 1 minion, but it comes along with a lot of cards that actually are very synergistic with Spider-Man. Again, when revealed text, we ignore if we put into play, so that's kind of nice. Then it says, and they all say the same, we have to put the side scheme that comes with our villain into play. For us, that's Fearless Determination. We already have it here. It comes in with 3 threat, an amplify icon, and when defeated, we attach Captain Shield to Captain America. It's already attached, so that won't actually do anything if it fires like this. But then immediately Captain America activates against the player who defeated this. So either an attack or a scheme based off of what side you're on. Now let's flip this over and see what random holds for us today. Going underground. Is this one bad? All right. The enemy leader gains steady. That's unfortunate. We only have a bit of confuse, like the smallest bit of confuse. Otherwise, this doesn't have text. There is technically another main scheme, but we'll randomize that if and when it shows up. If that one gets completed, we lose. So they all have 7 threat, I'm pretty sure. So not the worst, but yeah, steady's okay. All right, the villain. It's Captain America. Setup, we find the shield and attach it to Captain America. Whenever we attach the shield, force response, give him a tough. So he's a tough, he has 18 health. Attacks for 2, schemes for 2. Cap shield is interesting. You play this like kind of keep away game. Whoever it's attached to gains retaliate 1 and attacks against them lose piercing. That's a weird sentence. I don't think we've ever seen that before in Marvel Champions, but our deck really cares about piercing. So that is super unfortunate. But forced response, after a hero or Captain America himself uses their attack to attack and damage attached character, I think that just means a basic attack, attach Captain Shield to the attacker. So it has to do damage. So if we knock the toughness off, we'll take retaliate. Then we attack again with our basic attack, we'll take retaliate, but then the shield will be ours. And if we can block and take no damage, then the shield won't come off of us, let alone if we block with minions, which the deck only has like 4 or 5. So 3 defense might matter in that case, but yeah. Ideally, we take the toughness off. The best way is by doing a bit of overkill damage, which just perfectly takes the tough off. And overkill damage also dodges retaliate, which is quite nice, but no piercing. All right, we'll give this a good shuffle and then we should be off. I'm not 100% sure on how you're meant to mulligan currently for Greer Nelson, because you always have the ability to go grab a hunted. You're always going to have 1 hunted on turn 1. The question is, do you want to play 2? Like if you have 1 in your opening hand, do you mulligan it? I honestly don't know. If you can, you want to grab 1 from your discard pile. If you discard 1 off your opening mulligan, I'm pretty sure, because I think you want to keep 1 hunted in your deck for in the mid game when you can't jump down to alter ego. But I'm just not sure how hard you should go in on the hunteds on turn 1. If you have 2 hunted, do you play 2 hunted? I think you do. Yeah, you almost definitely do. But like, do you keep it in your mulligan? That I'm not sure about, because it translates to an extra card on the following turn. But you do have a fair bit of setup you want to do. Like you definitely want to mulligan for your Cat's Head Amulet, and you want to mulligan for at least 1 claw, because 3 health is a huge breakpoint for this deck. Okay, let's mulligan. Feline Senses. Okay, actually, this might be worth keeping. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. That's kind of perfect. We want to clear this Fearless Determination as soon as we can. Ideally, an alter ego, which this makes it a bit more difficult. But on turn 1, we could always defend 3 if Captain America attacks us when we clear this, but it's a bit expensive. We'll see. Into the fray, we don't keep this. We might have a minion on turn 1. We probably do with Hunted, but we don't need to defeat that minion on turn 1. Yellow Jacket. I'm not convinced. This is a maybe camp. If we draw a double, we might keep Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket usually only costs 2, and 2 thwart can matter on turn 1, but not my favorite. We never keep these. Mind you, we have 3 copies of, it's called Cover Fire. I forget what it's called, but the jet. So we want to grab these from our discard pile, not from our hand. Another Into the Fray we don't keep. Last card, Cat's Head Amulet. That's perfect. Okay, that's one of our best opens. This will generate a resource this turn because we can always at least grab 1 minion if we get a hunted from our discard pile with their alter ego. So if that's the case, I'm going to throw these out for sure. I think we can keep the Feline Senses so we can clear this and then block. We'll have 1 minion engaged with us. That's probably good. So hopefully we get a double here. Double would be quite nice. Nailed it. A strength. Strengthen. Civil War. That's cool. It's useless. Precinct HQ. Actually, that's really good too, because if we grab 1 minion to play, this thwarts for 2. If we grab a second minion, so if we draw a hunted here, or what's his name? Moon Knight, we'll be able to Precinct HQ the side scheme in 1 shot. Okay, I can't be upset at Sharp Claws. All right, that's us. So this might not be a precinct angle, but we always here use our alter ego ability text to search our deck or discard pile, obviously the deck here, and we'll go ahead and grab our hunted. The only thing you have to watch out is you don't always smash hunted right away unless you're going to play a cover fire in your hand. Is that what it's called? Wait, what's this card even called? Air cover, excuse me. Because you want to play the air cover first to fire it this turn. We didn't draw an air cover. We have 3 in the deck, but that is the one like thing that always catches me out. I always slam hunted and then realize I have an air cover in my hand, which is like not what you want to be doing. Okay, so this hand, we can just slam hunted, so we will. So we allow ourselves to hunt through the deck, the entire deck and discard pile. So we're going to go grab a minion. Mind you, we put into play so we don't do the when revealed. I'm just going to snap down an Atlantean guard because it is the 3 health, which we can definitely defeat next turn. It comes into play. It technically does not have guard. That text is on our hero side, but anything that's hunted loses guard. And it's also stunned. So it's just 3 health, attacks for 2, schemes for 1. In theory, you could be a bit more ambitious here and go grab like a Namor, or you could go grab like Spider-Man that has nasty when revealed text. But I think this is probably good enough for us. Hold on, I threw a card across the field. I'm not sure if that came across on camera, but I did a perfect shield toss across the entire table, so that's kind of cool. All right, we'll shovel up and cut. Okay, so I think we play the amulet here. This will generate 1 physical. Double physical would have been pretty sick. So at a minimum, that can play the Sharp Claws. That means we can either play the Precinct HQ, or we can just spend 2 to play Feline Senses, clearing Fearless Determination on turn 1, and then Captain America will attack us. I think that's totally fine. We'll just exhaust here. Sharp Claws means we're set up to knock out the guard next turn. I like that a lot. So we'll do Strength for the Cat's Head Amulet. This will generate 1 resource. We'll generate for our claws. Well, with 2 claws, I like building this out like it's a 2-handed flesh and blood character where you have 1 weapon on each side. We'll find our second claw soon. Then we'll just flip up. We're wasting some of the text on Feline Senses. In theory, Precinct HQ could like clear for 2, then we could clear for 1. But then Captain America attacks us, and then he's going to attack us again. And I don't love that because we have 10 health. He could attack for like 5 into 5 if we don't block. So, yeah, 1 thwart, just kind of silly. So we'll pitch 2 for Feline Senses, remove 3 threat. If this removes the last threat, stun a minion. We don't need to do this, but when this is cleared, 2 things happen. Firstly, the first thing doesn't really happen. It says attach the shield that's already attached. So that doesn't happen. But Captain America now attacks us. So he's going to attack for 2 and a card. We're going to head and defend for 3 because what else are we doing this turn? We could take the toughness off, but it's not super important. So 1, 2. Boost, Super Soldier Serum. These are kind of scary. I'm pretty sure the way this works. Oh, not that one. So I'm not 100% sure how this works. So we reveal this card. So now Captain America is definitely attacking for 4. But I don't know if the text on the when Captain America attacks was in play to see Captain America attacking. I'm assuming it does. That's like way more intuitive. So Captain America is attacking for 4 with overkill, and then this gets discarded. It's like a 2 boost, but I guess it has overkill, so maybe that's different. Whatever. We defend for 3. We take 1. Down to 9, and we'll pass. We drop. First card, we get Genius, so that's a double. Nice. We have Hunted, so it's good to have those, especially if we draw into Bring It. That'd be good. Air Cover. Okay, that's also good to draw first because we play the Air Cover, then we draw a minion, and then we draw more cards. A Cat-like Reflexes, which not a card I prioritize playing. And then an Aggressive Conditioning, which is probably where our double is going because getting your attack up, quite good. Extra health, good too. All right, going underground. This has 1 threat, has no text on it. So once it hits 7, oh, besides the steady, that's text, but who cares? And Captain America is now attacking us for 2 and a card. Now, in theory, we don't want to be exhausted here because if you look at our hand, and admittedly, we're going to be drawing at least 1 more card before our turn starts. We have no way to knock out the Atlantean guard if we are exhausted. So we can't block here. If we had like an attack event, then we'd be able to. And we have like 5 of them in our deck. 6 of them? 6 of them. So we'll just take it. 2, 3, 4, shield toss. We'll take 4. Down to 5, and then an Atlantean guard attacks and is stunned. Like, this is where we draw Gango is already really bad. But it's another serum. That's not good. So attach to the villain, +2 attack, and the next attack gains overkill and then discards it. So Captain America is attacking for 4, and you cannot hide because of overkill. Back to us, hero text. We fire, we draw 1 card. It is a Bring It. Okay, that's actually perfect. So now we can do like a really cool trick here. The question is, do we have resources for everything? I think we do. So the optimal ordering here is you want to use Cat's Head after we put another minion into play. We want to play Air Cover after we put the minion, or before we put the minion into play. So if we do Air Cover, Cat's Reflexes. So if we play Cat's Like for Air Cover, then Hunted for the next minion, that draws a card to our hand, then we can Bring It. Yeah, this is fine. So we'll play Cat-like Reflexes for Air Cover. I'm known to forget this card, so I'm going to put it here to the side. If I put it back here, I sometimes miss it behind the microphone. So when an enemy enters play, we can search our deck and discard pile for a Suppressing Fire. I want to take the Suppressing Fire out of our deck because it's not like a really great draw. We'd like to draw other cards sooner than that. And so now we'll play this Hunted, which again allows us to search the deck and discard pile. I would prioritize the discard pile because we want to keep minions in the deck because they're good draws for us, but we'll just search here. The most amount of damage we'll do this turn, we're going to let that thing stew. I think we're still going to go for a guard minion, just a little guy. We could go here for Namor to know where Namor is, but I'm not sure if we're feeling that brave just yet on 5 health. So Hunted, we get an Atlantean guard, doesn't have wind revealed, has 3 health though. That's what it has. And it's Hunted. This means we can fire air cover. So there's a lot of searching and shuffling in this deck, that's for sure. So we'll search our deck for a tactic we can attach to it, which we have Suppressing Fire. Give us a cut. Give us a cut. We want to defeat this one. Should be easy. Search our deck, shuffle this deck. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of shuffling. Okay. Now, before we do anything else, this is where we do a little pop off and we bring it. We've only drawn 1 so far. You don't want to draw 2 in the same turn. So we'll draw 2. There's 2 minions. Cursed ourselves. And an energy. Okay. So not great. We have a lot of resources, not a lot to spend them on. Shout out to our friend Lockjaw. So we're going to defeat this guard. So we're going to go ahead and attach a Suppressing Fire to it. And then before we do anything, we'll generate 2 of the Cat's Head Amulet. And then I'll hold on to this Bring It because it's at least going to draw 1 card next turn. It's a bit silly. I mean, it might draw more, right? So it's fine as if we discarded it. So we'll spend 1, 2, 3, 4 on aggressive conditioning. I'm going to put it over here because it doesn't really matter actively, but it gives us 3 health. So we recover 3. Our max health is now 13 and we have +1 attack. So I'm going to mark that with these dice. So we have 1 thwart, 3 attack, 3 defend, which is perfect because now we're going to make a basic attack for 3 into this Atlantean guard that's not stunned. And we'll use our Sharp Claws. So the Sharp Claws, we're going to use that to do overkill. So we do 4 overkill. So the Atlantean guard is defeated and we do 1 overkill damage, which hits the toughness on Captain America. We don't take retaliate because it's not an attack. Hunted, when we defeat something with Hunted, or when anybody defeats something with Hunted, we ready ourselves. But importantly, when we defeat something with Suppressing Fire, we recover 2. So we're all the way back up at 10 health. Again, we get a lot of incidental healing with this air cover, which is great. Now, these cards are useless, but I think we're going to go ahead and try and take the shield off. So we're going to attack for 3 into Captain America. We will take retaliate 1, so we're down to 9, but the villain will take 3, down to 15. And because we do damage, we get a cap shield. So it's ours. So we don't have any minions to protect this with. We can always block for 3. There's a chance that will do enough. That's a nice reason to play cat-like reflexes. Bummer here that we could not keep it. Captain is attacking for 4, so actually no. Was this a silly attack? It might have been. Yeah, actually, maybe that's not correct. Maybe we should just thwart for 1 because we know we're going to get attacked next turn. Yeah, this is like keeping keep away doesn't make a lot of sense here because what do? We attacked for 3, taking retaliate. I guess we did 3 damage. That's like kind of something. I don't know. That's fine. We could even consider jumping down, thwarting for 1 and jumping down. We'll pass. It's fine. And then we'll draw up. I'm going to hold on to this Bring It because it's at least a card. It could be more than 1 card if we draw another minion. We get Moon Knight, so it's going to be more than 1 card. Love it. This ally is so good. It also will confuse a minion, so we can consider jumping down if we want to, as much as we've already lost our precinct. Tooth and Claw will cost us 2 next turn, maybe less, because there should be 2 minions in play. Second Tooth and Claw. Third Tooth and Claw. That's not good. You don't want that to happen. We'll be drawing more cards, though. This goes to 2. Villain attacks us. It's for 4 with Super Soldier Serum, which gets discarded. This has an overkill. We know we're going to have a Tooth and Claw, so we're allowed to defend here for 3. We're always going to take some damage, so the shield will go back. But we know guaranteed that we'll be able to play Tooth and Claw next turn, so we're allowed to be exhausted. You don't want to be exhausted if you can't defeat the thing on the table. So we'll block for 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We block 3, taking 4 down to 5. Villain takes retaliate 1, but grabs her shield back. And when the villain attaches her shield, gets a toughness. So not a great trade. Well, that's 2 serums down. Atlantean guard is stunned. If we draw here, a gang up, we die. Oh, that's not good. Probably. Shield toss. If Captain Shield's attached to Captain America, deal 2 damage to each character you control. Oh, that's not too bad. Down to 3. Card's nasty if you have a lot of allies. And it's back to us. So our hero text fires. We'll draw 1 card. It's a professor. Okay. So this should be ready. It won't be in a second. We definitely don't need this 3rd Tooth and Claw, so we'll pitch it to play Moon Knight. This might be a jump down and recover angle. So when Moon Knight enters play, we can search the deck in the discard pile. Now, the minion we grab here will have guard on it because it's not hunted. So we can decide whether we want to grab something with guard or not. We have 4 damage, so we can just go grab like Spider-Man, but I honestly think that the minion that will be in play, we'll just leave it in play because I think we're going to jump down this turn. I think we're going to knock out the guard, ward for 2 and just jump down. We'll even play Professor, I think. So yeah, we'll just go grab Some of them counter cards say if Spider-Man's in play, do bad things. So I think I'm just going to grab the guard minion and be a coward. Yeah, there's cards that are synergistic with Spider-Man, so you don't want to leave them on the table. So it's a guard. You do put it into play, so you don't do win revealed, but it does proper half guard. Oh, actually, Captain America is steady. Yeah, so Prof X is probably not the play. All right, 3 health, stunned, confused. Okay, cool. Now I think we just play Bring It. Oh, air cover first. I always forget about this. So we can search our deck and discard pile. Again, I want to search our deck if we have it, but we've lost every copy. So I'll search our discard pile for Suppressing Fire. That's just one more resource. That's the old art from the X-Men. And then we'll play Bring It to draw 2. So I'm glad we held on to this. 1, 2. Okay, we can replay an air cover. Into the Fray is also really good here. It's arguably, is it better than Tooth and Claw? Generate 2, play it. It does 3 into 3. It's not that much better because I think Moon Knight's going to thwart for 2. Yeah, I don't think it's that much better. So we don't need the Professor. So we'll use Cat's Head Amulet to generate. We'll generate 2 because that's what we have. And so Tooth and Claw is now free. Is this the correct order? Yeah, I think it is. So then we'll do 4 damage to this guard. It's knocked out. So Hunted reddens us. And then we'll do 4 damage to Captain America. Yeah, it is going to be like that. It's a bummer. Well, we'll knock the toughness off, taking Retaliate 1. I don't love that. Feels like we wasted 4 damage. This guard is stunned and confused. Oh, we can't actually attack a Captain America. Sorry, because of this guard. This actually has guard. So hold on, we have to redo that. So I don't think we play Tooth and Claw. If that's the case, we'll play Into the Fray. So 1, 2, and then we'll do, I want to keep one of these. 3. So we'll do Cat's Head Amulet into the Fray instead. And we'll target the minion we just knocked out. It had 3 health. It'll ready us, and then we'll take 3 threat off that, which only has 2. That's much better. I forgot. Yeah, this guard's actually relevant. Usually we can just ignore guard, but that's not the case right now. Okay, so Moon Knight's not doing anything. Moon Knight technically could attack, but takes 2, 1 of the tough. I want to keep Moon Knight mostly for keeping the main scheme in check. Professor X can stun a minion. The question is whether we need to grab another minion. We can jump down and get hunted. I don't think we do. This guard's actually really annoying. We maybe should have got a different minion, honestly. Maybe the guard was the bad choice here because we're wasting all this damage. I think we are. Okay, so we could have healed off of that one. We'll put it on this one for the setup. It's a Suppressing Fire. When it dies, we heal 2 as long as we defeat it. We'll hop down to Alter Ego. We can grab a Hunted here. I don't think we do. The minion won't be confused. It'll be stunned, which is okay. We can fire air cover. Yeah, I guess we do actually. Because this will go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unless we draw a 3 boost, I think we'll fine. So I'm now going to use Greer's text to search for a Hunted. I'm going to look for the discard pile. Before I play this Hunted, I'll play Tooth and Claw for air cover. He's learning. And then we're going to play Hunted. So I'm already going to just knock counter off of this to grab a Suppressing Fire from the discard pile. And this Hunted will do his thing and grab this card. 3 health, stunned. Yeah, there's a lot of like repetitive play patterns with Tigra, that's for sure, but they're pretty satisfying. Okay, that's us. We have the Suppressing Fire. We might as well attach it to this one. And then we're going to recover for 3. Okay, I'm going to hold on to, in theory, we should have held on to this Tooth and Claw. I don't know why we discarded it because we wanted to clear the board. Yeah, I'm not going to fix that because I already like discarded cards, but in theory, Tooth and Claw, we should have prioritized to keep in our hand. We'll pass. Okay, not a lot of space for minions. Hold on, we'll try and center this. Okay, that's a bit better center adjusted, I guess. We draw 6. First, Savage Strike, big damage. Bring It, love it, because we're going to have at least 2 minions, 3, because we can grab a Hunted for sure. Spider-Girl is good. That's a stun or confuse. So we have some good damage. We just need to take the toughness off. This guard minion is kind of annoying. 4 is Winter Soldier, also really nice. We might not have enough resources to play all these minions. They get expensive, or sorry, allies. Speaking of expensive, our last Savage Strike, 6th card, Cat-like Reflexes, which it's not the worst card, but that's fine. This goes to 1. Villain Schemes for 2 and a card, 1, 2. Boost. This is what I was talking about, Tangled Up. This cares about Spider-Man in play. So if Spider-Man's in play, reveal this. Otherwise, nothing. So that's just 2 threat. This goes to 3. And then this guard, who's not confused, schemes for 1 more. So we still don't know where Gang Up is. Kind of stressful. Spectacular. So I think this adds threat, right? Yeah, place 2 threat on the main scheme. We got lucky. This is a bit more interesting if you play competitive. Otherwise, it's just 2 threat for a single encounter card, and it's back to us. Okay, ordering here. Not a lot to think about. We're going to use our Alter Ego. We're going to search for a Hunted. You know the drill. We're going to play the Hunted. When we play the Hunted, we're going to go search for an Atlantean guard. It won't have guard, no stress. Are they all out of the deck? Yeah, they are, excuse me. They're already all in the discard pile. So we'll search the discard pile for a guard. 3 health, stunned. That allows us to fire air cover. So we'll search, I think it's in our discard pile, the last 0 coster. Pressing Fire, okay. Again, you empty them really quickly. I like the card way more than I thought I would. Let's clean the board up again. Guards. Yeah. Okay. We can recover for 3. We can't really recover for 3. We're not going to need to because we have so much healing on the table. They technically have stun, so we're only going to knock the one out that doesn't have guard, this one. But Savage Strike is good. We want to do one attack first to knock out the toughness, and then we'll do a massive attack into Captain America. So we will flip up. We need to be ready. We will fire, bring it. I'm not sure if we have any more resources in our deck, so we'll draw 3. 1, Hall of Heroes. 2, Hunted. Oh, there's one more. 3, Feline Senses. Oh, I forgot how much threat there was on the table for a second there. This is where like the third, if we play this Hunted and grab another minion, like we're so going to draw gang up and die so hard. So I think we're just going to use these resources the way we can. So we're going to, what are we going to do? I think playing Hall of Heroes is fine here. So I don't think we're going to play this. We're not going to play the second Savage Strike. So we'll spend these 2. I don't think we're going to play a 3-cost card while this is on the table. So I'm just going to use Cat's Head Amulet here. We're overspending, but it's fine. We'll play Hall of Heroes. Again, this is kind of extra. Actually, we probably should be a bit safer and just play Winter Soldier. Yeah, we should. We're wasting resources, let alone if we draw gang up. We just need to have cards that can block. So we'll play Winter Soldier. His text won't be relevant because these all have 3 health, which is like exactly bad for Winter Soldier because if we attack, we defeat the minion. So Winter Soldier can't do his thing. That being said, we can hunt it for a 4-cost or 4 health minion, which we actually could do this turn if we wanted to. Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe we do. Nah. Gang up. We're also decking out, so we're drawing a bunch of encounter cards here. So we have to be a bit conservative. Okay, so we can play this if we want to. I want to play this for safety. We definitely want to play Savage Strike. So Savage Strike will cost us these 3. So it leaves us with a couple resources. So I don't think we played the Suppressing Fire. I'm going to play Hall of Heroes. Maybe we shouldn't. We'll do Hunted. Suppressing Fire. That leaves us with this. This plays this. That plays that thing. Okay, so we'll throw out the Cat-like Reflexes. We'll spend Cat-like Reflexes on Hunted for Hall of Heroes. Now for this card as well, we have to do the defeating, but if it has 3 counters, we can exhaust it in Alter Ego to draw 3 cards, which is cool. We'll attack for 1, 2, 3. Claws will make it 4 damage with Overkill. So 3 into the guard, 1 damage into Captain, removing the tough, and we heal 2. So the Suppressing Fire to 8. Moon Knight, we'll thwart for 2. And then we're going to do 1 big old attack. So we're ready. Oh no, we're not ready because it didn't have Hunted. Wait, did I mess up this whole turn? It didn't have Hunted. We're not ready. I messed up the whole turn. This gets a counter at least. I was so excited to Savage Strike. I forgot we're not going to be ready. Of course. Okay. So I'm going to retcon this. We pitched for the Hall of Heroes. I'm going to throw out a Savage Strike instead of the Cat-like Reflexes. We might be able to play that. So we'll play Spider Girl for 2. Yeah, that's really embarrassing. So it comes in with 2 health. We can stun and confuse a minion. I'm going to just go ahead and confuse the guard. Doesn't have guard. We also could just like Feline Senses here. Maybe that's more responsible. And then I'll play the Cat-like Reflexes just for some safety. We'll have multiple confused minions, so we can consider jumping down next turn if we're like really in a bad spot. I think we'll just thwart for 1. We'll pass. We won't use Winter Soldier here. All right, we're decking out. We got through our first deck. Good setup. The only thing we're missing is our 1 claw, but I think that's here, right? Air cover, nice. Second claw, there you go. Savage Strike, good. Okay, we missed that damage. We need to be doing more damage. We're an aggression deck. The fact that we drew all 3 of our 4-cost attacks in the same turn was kind of bad. Power of Aggression, we deck out, so we're going to get a second encounter card here, but I'm going to shuffle this well. We can consider chump blocking here with Spider Girl. I think we will. I think we just need to play slightly conservatively against gang up. Maybe we shouldn't actually. Maybe we should keep Spider Girl for when we take the shield off, because I think that's more important. We have like 5 extra damage on the table. So yeah, let's try not to. It sucks that all our allies miss the cycle, especially Moon Knight. Moon Knight's so good. We do draw aggressively through our deck. Cat-like Reflexes. Okay, this goes to 4. Captain America's attacking for 2 and a card. We'll just take it. 1 boost, 3. We're down to 5. 2 stuns pop. We draw 2 encounter cards. Hopefully no gang up. Down at the past. Okay. I mean, is that worse? Yeah, maybe not. So we have to go get our nemesis. Our nemesis is pretty cool. It's the Hood, the criminal. Comes in with 4 health, steady and villainous. Now that is another minion engaged with us, so we'll be drawing cards. No air cover. But after the Hood attacks, place this 1 threat on the criminal underworld side scheme. This is that. Comes in with 4 threat and acceleration. However, we cannot damage criminals, which there are going to be 2 more criminals we're shuffling into the counter deck. Now, if we draw gang up, we die. All right. Neighborhood hero. 2 threat, 1 revealed. Competitive mode, move 2 threat, otherwise place 2 threats. So it's acceleration, 4 threat. And it's back to us. Okay. So we could draw, if we're lucky, into a Bring It. I don't think we have one in our hand. But we're going to be drawing 3 cards here at the start of the turn. We have a lot of things to clear, but we're not in the worst spot. So hero, draw 3, 1, suppressing fire, bummer. Suppressing fire, huge bummer. Professor X. Okay, Professor X is okay. Captain America is steady, but that's okay. Okay. So Hood can't take damage. We have to clear the criminal underworld. So my guess is we need to defeat some stuff. We might just lose the main scheme here. I think that's the reality of the matter. But I think we always use the amulet. Oh, we're over. Yeah, we need to use one of our allies here. So I guess we just use Spider-Girl. We can use Spider-Girl to attack this guard, doing 2 damage. The reason why is now we can knock it out with Winter Soldier. If we knock this one out, it's unfortunate it has the confuse on it. So maybe we should have done the other one. But it means Winter Soldier will fire his text and we can still ready Tigra. So Tigra can attack or even just like thwart for 1, I guess. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Well, Cat's Head Amulet now for Professor. When Prof X enters play, we can stun a minion. It's not the worst, actually. Confuse the Captain America. He is steady, so I don't think we care about that. So we're going to stun a minion. Let's stun the Hood. Keep him around for a turn. Be our guest. And then we'll go ahead and thwart for 3 into Criminal Underworld. And then we're going to thwart for 1, clearing the Criminal Underworld. So criminals can take damage. Crime is now illegal. Cool. Then we'll use Winter Soldier. Just checking. We don't want to attach suppressing fires because we need to do the killing there. So Winter Soldier will attack, taking 1 consequential. Defeating this minion, so remove 2 threat from a scheme. I think we're going to work on this one. No. How many advances have we seen? 0. Okay, we'll do this one. And when this guard is knocked out, we can ready our hero. Okay. Still cooking. So I think we just dump this hand, right? We didn't do the defeating, so Hall of Heroes doesn't fire. We can do big damage. I guess we do big damage. So attack into the guard. We'll do 1, 2, 3 for Savage Strike. The question is, do we play our claws first? I definitely want to play air cover. And then I think we play our claws. Yeah. Okay. So we'll pay cat-like reflexes for a second claws. Canonical, 1 on each side of the amulet. And then we'll spend a double for aggression card, a suppressing fire for Savage Strike. We're going to do all this while we're attacking with Tigra into the Atlantean guard. So we're attacking for 3, plus 6 is 9. This Sharp Claws will tap to give overkill. So we're attacking for 10, Sharp Claws for piercing. So it's 11 with overkill with piercing, which is just so good and a massive amount of damage. So 3 goes into the guard, which means 8 goes into Captain America. This is not an attack, so we don't take retaliate. The guard is defeated, so we ready ourselves with Hunted and we recover 2 with suppressing fire. Tigra's really cool. I think I'm saying Tigra's name like 3 different ways at this point. Apologies. Tigra? I think it's Tigra. It's definitely not Tigra. And we fill our Hall of Heroes. We'll then go ahead and play an air cover because air cover is great. So it gets 2 counters. The fuel we'll use to go grab our suppressing fires back. Notice how we like just been healing a lot incidentally. So the Hood is confused. We can attack for 3 into Captain America, which I think we will. So we'll attack for 3. We take retaliate 1, but shield is ours. Captain America's on 3. Now, in theory, with Captain America being on 3, that's actually very disappointing because when you flip Captain America, all the villains, when you flip them in this box, the next side, they can't take damage that turn. So that means next turn when we flip Captain America, which we probably will, that's all we're going to be doing. That being said, we could like attack with Moon Knight and Moon Knight could bring him down to 1 and then he could attack us. He's going to hit kind of hard, but he can attack us instead of Professor X and then die to retaliate. And then next turn we can do damage. I think next turn we're okay. Just like chilling for a bit. But yeah, we'll have to defeat the Hood and the Hood's not hunted. So yeah, that's probably makes sense. So we'll just toward 2. We'll pass. At any point in time, you could throw the shield at us and clear the board. But I think if we have the shield, that's not the case. We'll drop. Tigra. Precinct sick into the fray. Really good too. We might have some threats. Savage Strike. Massive damage as much as next turn does not need massive damage. Energy and an air cover. So a bit sleepy. We're going to be drawing 1 extra card. This goes to 1. The villain's attacking for 2 and an amplify. We'll block with Professor X. So 1, 2, 3. We know the Super Soldier Serum is giving overkill in the bin. We still haven't seen a gang up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Professor X is very much knocked out. The Hood is stunned. 1 counter card. Imperious Rex. I don't know what this does. If Namor is in play, activates. Otherwise, the enemy leader activates against you. So Captain America is attacking us for 2 plus a amplify plus a card. Okay. So we could block here with Moon Knight just to hold on to the shield. I think that's probably reasonable. Moon Knight's on his last legs. We could plus Winter Soldier defeat the Hood. Yeah, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Advance. 3 damage. Moon Knight's knocked out. All right, it's up to us. We can draw a card. So Yellow Jacket. I wonder how many upgrades are in the deck. This is the cool thing. So we have Precinct HQ here. So with Precinct HQ, when we jump down, we can grab a Hunted. Hunted can grab a minion, and then Precinct HQ removes 3 threat. It's like not perfect. If we had a way to confuse this Hood, which would mostly be Spider-Girl would be in a good spot, but it's a thing you can do. Oh, we also could have like blocked with our face and cat like reflexes. That's also fine. But the Hood now needs to get knocked out. So I think we're going to do a Savage Strike and just call it a day. Yeah, I think we play Yellow Jacket for sure. So we're probably not going to have more minions. Probably not. So I'm going to use Cat's Head plus Energy to play Yellow Jacket. And this card's okay. There's definitely some decks that will like this better, but we have enough upgrades. So we're an Avenger. We can look at the top 5 for an upgrade. Event, upgrade. All right, so we are going to have more cards in play. So we can just have this as a resource. It's hunted. We can also grab a minion and it'll be stunned. That actually works out pretty well for what we like to do. But okay. So we will have another minion in play. Yeah, I think we do it because we get air cover as well. So we'll play hunted here. You know how this works. Search the discard pile for a guard. It's not guard, has 3 health and stunned. Oh, a lot of things to do. We'll fire the air cover. Search our deck and discard pile. I think they're all in here. Yeah, discard pile. So we grab a suppressing fire. So we go up 1 card here. So we want to leave the guard in play. We can attack the hood. We definitely want to advance Captain America. So we need to attack Captain America for a bit of damage. So if we attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 damage leaks over to Captain America. Is Winter Soldier only for defeating minions, or can you defeat a villain? An enemy. Oh shit. Okay, wait, this works. Okay, so Tigra, is going to attack for 1, 2, 3. We'll do 2 claws. So it's going to be 5 damage overkill. So 1 knocks out the hood. 1 goes to Captain America. Sick. We charge a Hall of Heroes. Then Winter Soldier is going to attack Captain America, which defeats Captain America. So we're going to remove 2 threat. Let's clear from here. Captain America defeats. We go to Captain America 4 steady, which technically double steady. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. 22 health and the exact same text. So after Captain's shield is attached to Captain America, I'm surprised he doesn't grab the shield back when he advances. Okay, Yellow Jacket. We'll thwart for 2, clearing the neighborhood hero. So we don't have the amplify anymore. Shield is still ours, and we still have all of these cards. Mind you, Captain America can't take any more damage. So I think we're just going to set up. So we'll just put the suppressing fire here. Fine. And I think we'll just play the Precinct. I'm going to hold on to the Savage Strike because it's really good. Precinct HQ is just an awesome card as well, but I don't think we're going to need it. Maybe this game. Savage Strike is worth holding because we're going to attack Atlantean Guard, and this does 11 damage overkill. We'll pass. Things are going great. Man, Tigra is really fun. Just like really, really, really fun. We draw up. Hold on. This goes to Feline Senses for some threat. Another air cover. This will hopefully be cleared. Tooth and Claw, which we haven't shown how good Tooth and Claw is so far, and a Genius. So we're hoping for multiple minions. We can do a lot of damage next turn, like 15, 16 damage to the villain. This goes to 2. Captain America. Oh, I didn't flip this over. But now is attacking for 3 and a card. 1, 2, 3. We want to preserve the shield, so I think we will just block with the Yellow Jacket. We have threat in hand. In theory, Yellow Jacket is like a bit more flexible. We'd only want Winter Soldier if we draw a minion with like 4 health. I'm going to block with the Winter Soldier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Caught off guard. Winter Soldier's out. We still haven't found. Gang up. Atlantean Guard pops stun. We draw 2 cards. Madame Mask. Okay, when revealed. So place 3 threat. Sorry, place 2 threat on the Criminal Underworld. Otherwise, find Criminal Underworld and reveal it. It's back. Okay. That we just cleared a couple turns ago. So now we wanted as much threat removal as we can. That's a really nasty combo because Criminal Underworld says that no criminal can take damage. And of course, she is a criminal. Comes in with 4 threat. Before I forget here, and I have a tendency to, minion entered play, so we can pop air cover. Just search for Suppressing Fire, which just adds to her hand. It's not a forced response, but I want to do it before we forget. Cool. Ruler of Atlantis. Each Atlantis minion cannot take damage. Oh, that's bad timing. 4 threat. It's really bad timing. Both of these say that these can't take damage, and we're only about killing minions. So that's really, really ugly. It is back to us, though, and we do have the shield, so we are winning. We draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Ugly. What does Into the Fray do if they can't take damage? Deal 6 damage for each point of excess damage. If they can't take damage, is it all excess damage? I doubt it. So yeah, I kind of wish we took that attack to the face. Okay, we can't draw any more cards. If we pop down, Precinct HQ removes 3 threat. Like that actually might be reasonable to pop down, but then these minions are all in play. I think I'd rather clear Atlantis first. She only attacks for 1. So if that's the case, we have to do Feline Senses and Yellow Jacket. That seems fine. So we'll just do Cat's Head Amulet. I don't think we're gonna get more value. And then we'll do Feline Senses. We'll we'll Yellow Jacket first for 2. Yeah, we'll just do Ruler of Atlantis. Amplify might be worse than Acceleration. And then we'll play Feline Senses, which removes all the threat from this. So we can go ahead and stun Madame Mask at a minimum, so we don't have to deal with her. Now we can attack the Atlantean Guard, can take damage now. And oh, are we going to do damage? We're going to be attacking for 3, 4, 5 with overkill. We don't into the fray. Nah. So that's 1, 2, 3. Can we do 2 of them? Hold on. So this is doing 3, 4, 5, 11. This does 17 damage with overkill. Or we can instead hold on to it, or not hold on to it, but play air cover and suppressing fire. We're at 6 health, yeah, and no minions. I think we should rather play the suppressing fire. We're going to heal 2, actually. We can attack for 17 or we can attack for 11. I'm just going to attack for 11. I'm sorry. We could maybe have better television here, but we're going to attack for a lot of damage. It's still going to be a lot of damage. So we're attacking for 3, 4, 5 with overkill, plus 6 with piercing as well. So we're attacking for 11. The guard takes 3, which means Captain America takes 8, and we ready ourselves and we recover 2 health as a suppressing fire. Okay, Madame Mask still cannot take damage. We might just attack for 3, I imagine. Yeah, I think we do. Why wouldn't we? We get thwart for 1, but we're going to attack for 3 into the villain. No retaliate. Down to 11. Then we'll just play air cover. We'll hold on to the Savage Strike, actually. We'll attach a suppressing fire. So when she dies, we'll heal as long as we do the defeating. And air cover comes in with 2. We could jump down to recover a lot. I think we're good. I think we're good. We'll pass. I'm going to hold on to this because this is all the damage to win the game next turn. Did we have lethal? No. Nah, we didn't because the claws have to fire. Yeah. 1, 2 strength. Great. Tooth and claw. Great. Bring it. Great. Tooth and claw. Okay. We've been drawing too many in the same hand. This goes to 4 because of acceleration. Oh, actually, this is a bit ugly. We need a block here. Oh, sorry, not you, but you. Because if he gets the shield back, he gets toughness, and then also piercing doesn't work. So we're incentivized to block here. But if we block here, we have no way to ready ourselves unless we naturally draw a minion. Or sorry, we have to naturally draw a hunted. Hunted, yeah. I don't think we have any hunted in our deck. Oh man, the deck is just 2 Bringits. That's not good. So that stinks. The best case scenario is a 0 boost, but I don't think the deck has any 0 boosts. Oh, a standard has 0 boost. But if it's a 0 boost, we can cat like reflexes. But I think we have to not be exhausted here. Yeah, I think we have to not be exhausted. So I think we're just going to take it. 3 in a card. 0 boost would be sick. Oh, I almost love 0 boost. It's the Hood's Mantle. So attaches to the Hood, otherwise to the villain. So attacking for 4. We're going to cat like reflexes here. Maybe we shouldn't. So we'll reduce 3 of the damage. We'll confuse Madame Mask. So we only take 1. The villain takes 1, but unfortunately the villain takes our shield. And when the villain takes our shield, gets retaliate and gets toughness. So it's going to be harder to like one-shot Captain America. Madame Mask is stunned. We draw 1 encounter card. Heroic Strike. I think we're getting attacked again. They changed the art on this one. I think it's because it lined up less well. Captain America attacks you if the attack damage the character, stun the character. Oh, that's actually really bad. That's a bummer. So I guess we'll block here. Madame Mask is confused. We're attacking for 4 and a card. So this could flat out. Yeah, we have to. A 3 boost ends us. So wow, getting a bit close here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We take 2 and we're stunned. Hero text. We should shuffle this. I don't know if I shuffled it again. We're more than likely to draw into a useless card here. But our hero text, we draw 1. Oh, that's better than useless. So are we grabbing any other minions into play? I don't think so. So I think we're just going to play Bring It here, which functionally draws us a resource, draws us a card. It's good. To the fray. Okay. So I think this is a jump down angle. We can let the main go. That's no problem. We have no way of doing damage here. Tooth and Claw costs 3. We could play Tooth and Claw to get rid of Madame, to get rid of the stun. The other option is to just play Feline Senses to clear down the stolen 1. Okay, so Tooth and Claw costs 3. So we could do Cat's Head and 2. That just gets rid of our stun. Then we can dump the whole hand into the fray. It does 3 damage to Madame Mask, healing us, charging Hall of Heroes, which is whatever. And then removes 3 threat from this. That's kind of the same as playing, what's it called? It's almost identical to playing Feline Senses. However, she would still be in play. We actually kind of want her in play because we know at the bottom of our deck is like entirely Bring It. So we want as many minions in play next turn, let alone Precinct HQ works better. So I think we don't do that. Yeah. This hand is like not great because it's mostly hero cards we can't play. I think we still get rid of the stun. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 Cat's Head to play Tooth and Claw. Costs us 3. So we overpaid, excuse me. So 1, 2, 3, just get rid of the stun. Then we'll do Cat's Head plus Tooth and Claw. Tooth and Claw is better than Savage Strike. Yeah, we'll hold on to it because we're going to have 2 minions next turn. We'll do Cat's Head plus Savage Strike for Feline Senses. So remove 3 threat, no stun. We'll hop down. Here, we can use Precinct HQ. We can also grab another minion if we just don't care. We're pretty sure we're going to advance anyways. But this removes 2 threat. We can make it remove 3 threat, but I think we're going to ignore this. We'll just remove 2 threat off of that. I'll hold on to Tooth and Claw because it's going to be good. We can grab a Hunted. I think we're going to have a Hunted next turn anyways because they're alter ego, so I don't think we care about that. I'd rather just draw deeper into our deck. So I think we're just going to pass here. We're probably going to pop this main scheme. It's almost guaranteed we're going to pop the main scheme. It's very likely at least. But that doesn't matter because then Captain America still only has 10 health and we have a Tooth and Claw in hand. We'll pass 1. Bring it. We know that. Bring it. We know it. Encounter card. Let's get shuffling. The cool thing with the Bring It is that we're going to have 2 minions engage with us. We can fire Precinct HQ. That's my favorite part about Precinct HQ is that you can use it on the way down with a confused minion. And then next turn, when they're not confused, when you're popping up, you use it again. So it's like way better than it looks. I kind of wanted to play Justice decks that work on confused. The problem is like, I feel like you're not using Tigra's text and Tigra, excuse me. Tigra's text is like the fun part in hero mode. Maybe you just pop out every couple turns once you build a big board state. Okay, so we drew 3. We have to draw 3 more. 4, Spider Girl, fine. Tooth and Claw, not great to have multiples. And then Cat-like Reflexes, it's kind of mediocre. Okay, this goes to 2. Captain America is scheming for 3 and a card because of the Hood's Mantle. So 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, massive boost. Okay, so we're going to see what the second scheme holds for us. So this is gone. Now the second scheme, it's random. So we have 4 of them. They all have the same back. The fronts are different, so we'll roll a die. So 1 is on left. 6. 1. So the back's just as flavor text, so I won't show it, but it's guerrilla warfare. All right, 9 threat, I think they all have. Force response after a status card is placed on an enemy leader, place 1 threat here. That one has a bit of synergy with Captain America, keep getting tough, but otherwise that's it. Captain America still has steady because it's on his text, and that's it. Madame Mask schemes, but she's confused, and we draw 2 encounter cards. First, Assault, that just has Surge. We're an alter ego. Excuse me, because we're an alter ego. Tangled Up. Okay, this is basically stops an activation. Attached to your leader. After you thwart or attack, discard this instead. And we have Neptune's Trident, which I'm pretty sure gets attached to Captain America. Attached to Namor, otherwise enemy leader. Attached character attacks gains piercing. That doesn't matter, but +1 attack. And it's 2 resources, the same kind of resources if we wanted to get rid of the mantle. It's back to us. All right, we're going to use our alter ego text. We should be able to win this turn. This Tangled Up is not great, but we should be able to do it. So we're going to go search our deck for a Hunted. I'm going to search our deck right now as well to go get this out of the way because we're going to grab it in a second. Here, we're going to go get any minion. We're going to attack the minion guaranteed. Yeah, because we want to knock the toughness off before we do any big damage. Okay, we have to burn an attack as well. So we'll play the Hunted. So this goes down. So we're going to search the deck and discard pile. For a minion, we're going to get the one that doesn't have guard on it. Technically has guard on it. So it's the Atlantean guard. You know the drill. 3 health, stunned. Air cover now draws this. Cool. We can now do Call of Heroes. I don't think we missed a counter on this, but I wouldn't be surprised. So we'll draw 3 cards. We're looking for cheap attacks. That's a cheap attack. Nice. Professor X strength. Good. Resources good. We can now just do Precinct HQ while we're here. We'll just remove 2 threat from this. Not super important. Sorry, 3 threat. Okay, so we have Tangled Up. So our first attack or thwart is just going to be diffused. So we'll jump up. I think if that's the case, we're just going to play an attack. So we're going to use Cat's Head for 2 while it's in play, generating 1 for each enemy. And oh, first let's play Bring It. Excuse me. Before we defeat anyone, might as well draw more cards. Suppressing Fire. Hunted. I mean, we could get more minions. I mean, why not? Air cover is exhausted, right? Yeah, for sure. If we get another minion, we spend a card to save a resource. No, it doesn't matter. In theory, you could do it. But I'm now going to just do an attack. So I'll generate 2 with Cat's Head Amulet. And then we'll play that 2 on Tooth and Claw, which cost is reduced by each card in play. So that just gets tangled. Okay, and now we're going to do the damage. So now we're going to attack for 3. We're going to do 1 Sharp Claws just to give it overkill. I mean, I could attach Suppressing Fire. I'm not going to do the math. So we're going to attack for 3. Atlantean Guard is defeated. We ready? And because we did 4 damage with overkill, the toughness comes off. Okay, so now we just have to do 10 damage to Captain America. Madame Mask doesn't have stun. So all we want to do here is attack. So we're going to attack for 3, 4 into Captain America, taking Retaliate 1 with the Retaliate. But he takes 4 and we can control the shield. And now he only has 6 health. So yeah, super easy. I don't know why I'm panicking. 3, for Tooth and Claw. We had a lot more damage there. So that does 4 damage. We'll hit Captain America. We'll do 4 more damage. We'll hit Captain America. We could have cleared the board. We could have got more minions into play, but that is Captain America defeated. Hall of Heroes should have been a 1. But this is the Tigra deck, and it's really dang cool. Jumping up and down is really fun. Your 2 modes matter. Precinct HQ is like way cooler than the amount of play I play. And you have really good control for managing minions. You do this for like a repetitive cycle, admittedly. There's a lot of deck searching, so if you like shuffling, this is definitely a deck for you. But as long as there's minions that like make sense, and for what it's worth, I've played this against scenarios that have bigger minions or not a lot of minions. Not a lot of minions isn't a problem. The same way that like playing cards like Spoiling for a Fight, if the deck has not a lot of minions, it is a problem because you end up discarding half the deck. But that's the beauty of playing Hunted, is that you get the minion. As long as there's one small enough minion, you can just rinse and repeat that minion over and over again. It has the worst day possible when Tigra is on the prowl. But it's really cool. Link is in the description, mind you. This is just a minor change of the precon deck. I think the precon deck's actually pretty good. You just need to add a couple more thwarting and then remove some of the extra 1 per decks, like aggressive conditioning. Again, that's our gameplay today. We are off on holidays, so sorry, there's going to be no streams for about maybe 2 weeks, I think, but we'll have some gameplay coming up on the channel. We just got Civil War, so I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff. Hopefully you're doing well. Happy holidays. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself and having a nice time. Otherwise, if you want to take a second to leave a like on this video, if you appreciate content like this, it is incredibly appreciated. If you want to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, all that sort of stuff really helps a heck of a lot. We'll be back in a couple days with some more Marvel Champions gameplay. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.